Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning, son acquitted of father's murder in St. Catherine Court after claiming self-defense. A 34-year-old man accused of fatally stabbing his father was acquitted of murder in the St. Catherine Circuit Court on Monday after the prosecution upheld his claim of self-defense. The accused, Charles Hall, a laborer from Slagoville district in St. Catherine, was charged with the murder of his father, 64-year-old Al Scott Hall, also a laborer from Kensington district, Slagoville. When the case was heard before Justice Yvonne Brown, the prosecution was unable to disprove the claim of self-defense. Attorney-at-law Davian Vassell, representing Charles Hall, argued that his client was attacked by his father, who inflicted a wound to his hand with a machete. Hall reportedly wrestled the machete away from his father, but when his father attempted to attack him again, his son stabbed him in the chest with a knife. Al Scott Hall succumbed to his injuries. The court heard that the post-mortem examination supported the self-defense claim, revealing that Charles Hall had defensive wounds. As a result, Hall was acquitted of all charges. According to the allegations, around 4 p.m. on Sunday, October 1, 2023, a dispute between the accused and his father escalated into a physical confrontation at their home. During the altercation, the elder Hall reportedly attacked his son with a machete, leading Charles Hall to stab his father in self-defense. Both men sustained injuries, and Charles Hall sought medical attention following the incident. He was later arrested, charged, and made multiple court appearances while maintaining his innocence throughout the proceedings. October 24 bail application for accused in murder of Paul Well's daughter and her mother. Defense lawyers are expected to make a bail application on October 24 for Leoda Bradshaw and her alleged accomplices implicated in the murder of politician Philip Paulwell's 10-month-old daughter, Saroya, and her mother, Tashana Patterson. The date was scheduled when Bradshaw, her cousin, Roland Balfour, alleged triggerman David Smith, and Bjorn Black appeared in the Home Circuit Court for a plea and a case management hearing on Monday. The prosecution was also ordered to serve the settled indictment before the next sitting, at which time it is expected that the Crown will receive the outstanding documents, 2 communications forensics and the cybercrime division reports, and a statement from a security company. Bradshaw, who also shares a child with Paulwell, is charged with 2 counts each of capital murder, conspiracy to murder, kidnapping, and a conspiracy to kidnapping. Balfour is facing 2 counts each of accessory before the fact to kidnapping and accessory before the fact to murder. Black is charged with 2 counts each of murder, kidnapping, conspiracy to murder, and a conspiracy to kidnapping. He is also facing additional firearms charges such as the possession of a prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and dealing in prohibited weapon. While Smith is charged with 2 counts each of capital murder, conspiracy to murder, kidnapping, and a conspiracy to kidnapping. 2 other men, Richard Brown and Roisin Miller, previously pleaded guilty to the crime and were both sentenced. The 10-month-old child and her 27-year-old mother were reportedly abducted from their home on Gilmore Drive in St. Andrew on September 9 last year. They were allegedly taken to East Kingston and shot and killed, and their bodies burnt. The alleged mastermind, United States Navy Petty Officer Bradshaw, is Paulwell's companion. Bradshaw is accused of contacting hitmen, contracting her cousin Balfour, and orchestrating a plan to kidnap and murder the child and mother. She reportedly traveled to Jamaica with the sole purpose of murdering Paulwell's infant daughter and her mother. This happened 1 day after she had confronted Patterson about the infant on Facebook. Bradshaw is being represented by attorneys-at-law Deborah Martin QC and Kelly Hamilton. Attorneys-at-law Tamika Harris and Sasha K. Shaw are defending Bjorn Black, while attorneys-at-law Franklin Grenion and Shamar Hanson are representing Smith. Attorneys-at-law Michael Howell and Vanessa Taylor are appearing for Balfour. Case dismissed against the Irwin High student charged with murder of schoolmates. The St. James Family Court has decided to drop charges against the 14-year-old Irwin High School student accused of fatally stabbing his 15-year-old classmate. His attorney, Maurice McCurdy, told the news that a prima facie case was not established as the Crown's case lacked sufficient evidence. The defendant was charged with murder and the possession of an offensive weapon. Noting that the courts do not sit in vacuum, McCurdy said it must take the fulsomeness of the law and the facts into account to discharge its duty. Sometimes, however, the suspect is the victim and the deceased is the author of his own demise, the attorney said. The lawyer, however, stated that, despite the court's ruling, the defense expressed a compassion for the family of the deceased. He added that, while the defense is satisfied with the court's agreement with their legal arguments, there is no cause for celebration regarding the case. A loss of a child is a major blow to any nation. It has never been lost on us that a family is grieving, said McCurdy. The attorney highlighted that he could not go into much details because the family court proceedings are private. The 14-year-old schoolboy was charged in connection with the fatal stabbing of his 15-year-old classmate, Ranil Plummer, on April 18. Plummer was reportedly accosted and attacked by a cohort of students upon leaving the premises of the high school in St. James. Police reports indicate that Plummer sustained a stab wound to his chest during the altercation with the 14-year-old male student. He was subsequently transported to the Cornwall Regional Hospital for medical attention, but succumbed to his injuries during treatment. Judge orders St. James Police to bring absent jurors to court. High Court Judge Justice Bertram Morrison, who is presiding over the new term at the St. James Circuit Court, has ordered the police to bring before him the 12 jurors who were served summonses and failed to show up on Monday morning. He made the order after the court was told that 29 persons were served for jury duties, but only 17 had reported at the start of the court sitting. Superintendent Aaron Samuels and wanted the 12 others who were served and are not here brought to the court because if they were served, the server must know where they were served. I wanted them brought before the court, Morrison said. Morrison also told the jurors present that he would not be granting any excuses, especially for those who will come with sick leave, arguing that some sick leave are being fabricated. I hope none of you are going to be tendering sick certificates, not a certificate that you are sick, because there is a distinction there. I have no doubt that some of them are manufactured, the High Court judge told the jurors. I will not be excusing any one of you. If you want to be excused, you can go to the witness box where I will question you as to why you think you should not be serving, he said. There are 340 cases listed for trial over the next 9 weeks, with 132 matters of lottery scamming set at the top of the list. Murders accounted for 102 cases, rape 48. There are also 15 cases of having sex with a person under the age of 16 and 5 cases of causing death by dangerous driving, rounding out the top 5 offenses on the trial list. Threats being made against the school admin where a submachine gun was seized from 7-year-old. Commanding officer for the St. Elizabeth Division, Superintendent Coleridge Minto, is warning the public against the issuing threats to the administration of the St. Elizabeth School, where a submachine gun was seized from a 7-year-old student last week. He issued the warning while providing an update into the ongoing investigations. Superintendent Minto said the police are now investigating the source of threats which came to their attention over the last 2 days. I want to appeal to persons in the area to refrain from interfering with any form of witness or any person connected to this investigation. The investigation is advanced, the weapon was seized and has been sent to our forensic lab for testing. Further updates will be provided later, Minto said. Investigations have been ongoing since Thursday of last week. Minto said the father of the 7-year-old was taken into custody the same day, hours after the seizure of the weapon. In the meantime, he is joining with the Child Protection and the Family Services Agency and the Children's Advocate in appealing to the public not to expose children to any form of moral danger. Any exposure of this nature to our children certainly cannot be good, Superintendent Minto said, while calling for parents to search and to police their own children. Search their bags to ensure that guns, knives, or any form of weapons or contraband are not being brought into school compounds. The school is a place for teaching and learning, and we certainly want for all our students, our teachers, principals, and the staff to be safe in that environment, and therefore this highlights the challenge and the problems that we face where our children are exposed to things like guns in our communities, Superintendent Minto said. He noted that the community safety and the security officers have been deployed and have been supporting the schools across the division since the start of the school year. In fact, this was the first major incident that has occurred in any of our schools in the parish. Since this incident, we have been in that particular school. We have had at least 2 major meetings with the school administrators as well as the persons from the Ministry of Education, and there are certain decisions that are being treated with from the school level, Superintendent Minto said. We continue to provide support in terms of security, in terms of having our school resource officers deployed, and we will continue that to support in our schools across the parish, he added. Guys, thanks for watching. Please join us this afternoon at 2 p.m. for another news update.